Just about everything you associate with Wrigley Field is not original to the baseball park itself, not even the name, not even the Chicago Cubs. Funny how things work out. The stadium came into being in 1914 as Weigman Park for owner Charles Weigman's Chicago Whales. Chicago Whales? Yes, the Whales. Upon the American League's successful proclamation of itself as a major baseball league in 1901, putting it on par with the established National League, an attempt to start a third major league hit the sports scene in 1914 in the form of the Federal League. The Federal League began as a 6-team independent minor league in 1913 before declaring itself an 8-team major league the following year, operating outside of the so-called national agreement of the two existing major leagues. This allowed teams in the league to freely recruit players from National and American League clubs, igniting a salary war. After players began jumping to the new league and following an antitrust lawsuit filed by the upstart league that charged the two major leagues with operating a monopoly, the latter sprang into action. As salaries skyrocketed and legal fees piled up, the Federal League found itself in big financial trouble, enabling National and American League owners to buy them out and reabsorb players, and in 2 instances allowing Federal League owners to purchase existing major league teams. This included Weigman buying the Cubs. Long before the U.S. Supreme Court ruled in 1922 that baseball was exempt from antitrust laws, the Federal League folded following the 1915 season, when the Whales became the second and last Federal League champions, and the Cubs moved from their decaying West Side grounds home to the new Weigman Park. Everything that we now associate with Wrigley Field slowly followed. Weigman's baseball partner was William Wrigley Jr., the chewing gum magnate who gained controlling interest in the club in 1918. He renamed the stadium Wrigley Field in 1926. The following year, a second deck was added, boosting seating capacity to more than 41,000. The 1930s saw historic changes, first with the introduction of its famous main entrance Art Deco marquee in 1934. In 1937, Bill Veeck Jr., the 23-year-old son of the Cubs president, came up with the idea of planting ivy on the brick walls of the outfield. He was inspired by the ivy at Perry Stadium, a minor league park in Indianapolis. Its iconic hand-operated scoreboard was installed the same year. Older baseball fans know that Wrigley was by far the last major league park to install lights for the play of night games. The Cubs held out until 1988, when major league officials said that the Cubs would not be eligible to host potential postseason games without them. It came 40 years after the Detroit Tigers were the penultimate team to install lights. Combined with its quirky dimensions and seating atop apartment buildings beyond the stadium walls, Wrigley Field, the so-called friendly confines, is baseball's quirkiest, oldest, and most endearing ballpark, with the exception of Boston's Fenway Park. But that's another story altogether.